Are we gonna take on the Germans? Gottmit-Huns. That's why people called them the Huns. Because they misread that. Ah, he's gonna find Karl. Cool.
Karl is von Dorf.
He's with Von Dorf. Oh yeah, that's the guy that Freddy was after. Let's go and find him together.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, together. Yeah. Ooh. Yes, that is the plan. A mutually agreed plan. We're going to go and find Karl and Von Dorf. So you can find Karl and I can... whatever with Von Dorf.
Amidst the never-ending attacks and counterattacks, Freddy and Emil hunted the elusive Baron and his regiment in Ypres.
In Wipers? Oh dear. The only way it could possibly be worse if it was in Verdun. We're heading north. I'm blaming the frame rate for this very, very slow, boring moment. Don't know what's wrong. I mean, my computer's perfectly fine with other games. It's just April the 22nd. Gas.
On April 22nd,
I think we should stop going into the gas.
Chlorine gas was used for the first time by the Germans.
Let's go back, shall we? The Battle of Ypres. Ypres was a key strategic town in Belgium, especially for the British. It was the gateway to the north and thus to Britain. Canadian troops were deployed in the front line, and they proved their endurance and dependability in combat to the Allies. 6,000 Canadian lives were lost in the battle in April 1915. So I'm guessing that was the first Battle of Ypres, because I know there were several. The first gas attack. April the 22nd, 1915, at Ypres, came the first gas attack in history. 5,730 cylinders of chlorine were opened by the Germans in favourable winds. Chlorine gas caused burn to the eyes, skin and lungs, even through clothes and rubber boots. The effects were devastating. The only defence found by the Canadians was to cover their noses with a urine-soaked handkerchief. Zeppelin bombardment. Zeppelins were invented in 1900 by the German Count von Zeppelin, but the first long-distance flight didn't take place until 1908. Zeppelins weren't much slower than the aircraft of the period and were first used for reconnaissance. They could also fly at high altitudes, so from 1915 they were used to bomb civilians in London and Paris. The dogs of war. It is estimated that by 1918 the Germans had employed 30,000 dogs, while the Allies employed 20,000. Dogs were recruited from dog pounds in the police force, while many families also enlisted their pets. Ah! Dogs had a number of roles as sentries and scouts, postal liaison and equipment transport, in locating casualties and explosives, and as mascots. The main breeds deployed were German Shepherds, Doberman, Pinschers and Bouviers. Right, we've got to find some way of dealing with the gas. I'm reminded of Dolce et Decorum Est. Gas, quick boys. An ecstasy of fumbling. And I don't know the rest until close to the end, which is not really useful. I'm guessing if we walk into it, we die. Oh, the dog, you can do it. Go on, doggy. I'm surprised the dog isn't dying as well, but that would kind of defeat this puzzle. Don't die, doggy. Don't die. Just switch off the gas. Come on, doggy. Yay! Thank you, doggy. You've saved everyone who isn't already dead. This is horrible. If you could walk behind the wagon that we flung him in, and see his eyes and hear the gurgling from his throat. You would not say with such high zest that old lie. Dulce et decorum est. Pro patria mori. Right, there we go. It was not exactly what I was hoping would happen. So, right. What are we doing? Down. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, we do want to go. Keep going down. Will this hook onto this? And yeah, it will. No, no, I want to drop it down a little bit. Oh, right. Don't really have much choice on where it goes, then I'm guessing. That's 1, 2. That. Right. If I go up again, what happens? Right, so if I... All that. Oh, I don't need to push it back again. Right, now, can I get onto this? Oh yeah, of course I can leap onto it like this. Come on. And I can go and pick up whatever this is. 24th Canadians. 24th Infantry Canadians. Let's have a gander, shall we? Canadian Identification Tank. The start of the war, Canadian Identification Tanks were formed by a large aluminium disc. Good. They've spelled it correctly. Which is because they were an emergency issue and had a unique shape. They were soon replaced by standard British tanks, as were those of all British Empire forces. Because I don't think they would have been expecting to go to war. Not many people were expecting to go to war when it came to the First World War. If memory serves, between the month where... Oh, dog, you won't do anything. Can I drop down? Go into this cave. Between the month of the Archduke's assassination... No, I can't go down, so how do I get out of here then? Up until the Archduke's assassination... Oh, we need to get the dog down here, don't we? Right, I may have done this in the incorrect way. But between the Archduke's assassination and the declaration of war, first declaration of war, Kaiser Wilhelm was actually, I think he was made like a rear admiral of the fleet or something. Is this a hollow box? Yeah, it is. Cool. You can get. Oh, you can get on the box. Cool. He was made an admiral of the British fleet. So, interesting. Go on, use the lever. So, there was a lot of, and I think one of the admirals sent a message back to him saying, "May the admirals." Brilliant. May the where may our friendship never end or some such. So I think there was this idea that England and Germany were going to be friends, and this was after the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. So that as an idea is quite that's quite an interesting thing to think about. I didn't even need to. I was just thinking back with these rails. That whole thing with pulling and pushing the item, I didn't even need to do that. Right, how do I stop this? I don't know, but it doesn't look good. Right. It's got a lot of skulls and crossboneses and poisons and horrible things, and